So you won't need any props for this practice. We'll keep it nice and simple, for the most part, very on the ground as well. So if you've been sitting at a computer for a long period today, it'll be the perfect opportunity to unwind. Thank you all so much for coming. My name is Sierra, for any of you that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting. Yeah, so we'll get started on our backs, nice and comfy. So making your way onto your mat. And as you come down, you're bringing the soles of your feet together. The knees gently drop open. And if your inner hips, thighs, groin are a little bit tight, you can either just take your fists to the outside edges of your thighs, just near your hips, and add a little support there. If that's still a little bit too snug, you can essentially just tree pose the legs, straightening one leg, keeping the opposite leg in that little diamond shape. I will let you know about halfway through when to switch. And you can let your arms rest wherever they're comfortable. This might be down by your sides, might be hands on your tummy, or you might diamond shape the arms overhead. I'm just giving yourself just a few moments here to simply land. Just stepping away from the day. Letting go of the week. You start to just scan your body from head to toes and notice how things feel. Be aware of the areas that are already relaxed, already open. Make note of any spaces that might be a little bit tired, tight, sore. And you just keep these qualities in mind so that you know how to best support yourself as you move on your mat today. If you are in the single leg variation, you take a moment to just switch legs, balancing things out for your hips. And you start to explore just a gentle rhythm to your inhale and your exhale. Letting the breath in and the breath out be about the same length. Taking this time to nourish your body as you breathe in. You release tension as you breathe out. And as you sink in here for just a little bit longer, start to think about relaxing your body a little bit more with every breath out. Just feeling the air nourish you as you breathe in. And feel the support of your mat, of Mother Earth, as you exhale. Taking a few more breaths here. Just acknowledging what you are needing most from this practice for your body, mind, spirit, and what you wish to cultivate, to bring to life in your body, perhaps for the collective as you move forward into your night and into your weekend. And together, we'll take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh through the mouth. And seal the lips. If the feet are touching, you squeeze the soles of the feet together, point the knees to the sky. Otherwise, you slide one foot at a time onto the earth. And you begin to step the feet toward the outside borders of your mat, a little bit wider than your hips. The knees can stay just a little bit apart, or perhaps the knees knock together to touch. Just take a moment going from that externally rotated position from the hips into the internal. The external offered a little more space through the front of the pelvis. The internal narrows the front of the pelvis but releases the lower back, so that you know why we're doing what we're doing. And you begin to create a little separation of the knees. Keep the feet toward the outside edges of your mat, so the feet stay a little bit wider than your hips. You take the fingertips to the sky. You bend into the elbows, take hold of opposite arms. And you begin to draw the knees over to the right and pull the arms gently over to the left. You're trying to think about one day tapping the knees to the floor, the left elbow to the earth. Just finding space through the front of your left thigh, left hip, and abdomen. Little tiny twist through the spine, a little bit of space for the back of the right shoulder. And slowly draw up through center. And take the legs over to the left, the arms over to the right. And tap the knees gently down toward the earth. Lay your right elbow gently toward the floor, and it doesn't ever have to actually touch, really just about that intention. You start to come through center. And take the knees to the right, the arms to the left. And up through center. And switch. And through center. And take the knees to the right one more time, arms to the left. And you pause there, try to keep the right foot on the right edge of the mat, left foot on the left edge. And then you start to open the arms into a T shape. And palms face the sky. And keeping the left foot where it is. You can stay right here, or maybe you cross your right ankle on top of your left knee. You gently draw forward and down. Trying to think about one day the left knee trying to touch the front of the mat. It never will, but it's just that gentle intention of lengthening. Just finding a little more space through the front left side of the body. And keep the cross of the legs. And you start to roll flat onto the left foot so the knees essentially point to the sky. And cross your right leg around your left leg. Drop the knees over to the left. Little supine twist. If the crossing of the legs is too much, for some of us it may be, you can tuck the left knee underneath the right knee and just stack the legs instead. Just always honoring your body and what it's needing in any given moment. You begin to look toward the ceiling. Uncross the legs. And you start to unravel through center. Take the feet to the outer borders of the mat. Start to drop the legs over to the left. The right knee stays heavy, right foot to the right edge of the mat. Stay with that, or cross your left ankle on top of your right knee. Draw the thigh down and forward toward the front of your space. Just feeling that length through the right thigh, into the hip, into the abdomen. And you look wherever it's comfy for your neck. And one more full breath. And you start to roll flat onto the right foot, point the knees toward the sky. And again, you can either stack the legs, uncross, or you deepen the cross, knee on knee. You take the legs over to the right. So that second side of your supine twist. You let the shoulders relax. The breath stays abundant around the belly, around the ribs. And keep nourishing, expanding, finding space as you breathe in. Surrendering to gravity, a little bit more relief as you breathe out. Just playing with a few twists and side bends, especially to help to unstick that midsection of your back that often causes some of the nagging discomfort between the shoulder blades. And you look toward the sky. You unravel through center. And take a moment, slide your legs long, draw the arms overhead, big stretch in opposite direction. And then draw the knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Light roll side to side, massage your middle and lower back. And depending on how your back feels, if there's any sensitivity, you might just roll to one side and then come up to seated. If it feels okay, you can rock back and forth and come up to sit. Just finding a comfortable cross-legged shape. As you breathe in, you stretch the arms out to the sides, up to the sky. As you breathe out, slowly twisting to the left. Bring the right hand to the left knee, left fingers behind you. And you think about sitting up nice and tall as you breathe in. Lightly cinching in through the sides of the waist, you look toward the left or maybe over the left shoulder. Just taking a couple breaths right here. And you look forward, reach up. Stretching up to the sky, different shape. Bring your right hand down to the right edge of the mat. You find this little side bend leaning over toward your right side. Left arm is in line with left ear. Quite often, if we're tight, the left thigh is going to try to lift. Can you press it back down? Getting into the side body stretch, your right arm can be straight. Elbow might bend a little bit, or you might tap the elbow all the way to the floor. Can you roll the left ribs back like there's a wall behind you that you're trying to lean on? With your next inhale, push through the bottom hand, stretch up through both arms. And we twist to the left one more time. It's just brief that we find the same twist as before. Keep the shape with your torso, but then you pick up your left arm to the sky. So your belly button is trying to face the left edge of the room. You start to get a little bit taller. And imagine that one day your right ribs can touch your right knee. You're finding this little side bend in your twist, this revolved shape. You'll feel some interesting things quite likely around the obliques, the outer edges of your waist, maybe across parts of your back, and through the outer ribs. You take one more big breath in right here. And then my favorite part personally, bring your left hand to your right knee, turn your heart to face the floor and take a few breaths into the space between your shoulder blades. If having your hands on your knees is a little bit too much, you can always just grab opposite shoulders instead. So you go with what works. You think about breathing into the back of your lungs, the back of your heart. And often when we focus a little bit more on our breath, we kind of send it into the tummy or into the chest. Really important to try to expand to that 360 degree. Give the backs of the lungs some love too. And one more breath. And stretch the arms out to the side, up to the sky. You take a moment, just bring your fingertips down next to your bum. And lean into your seat, and you're just going to switch the cross of your legs, the opposite leg in front or on top. And as you inhale, stretch the arms up. You twist to the right side this time, left hand to right knee, right fingertips back behind you. Never forcing or pushing the twist, you're just trying to let yourself move through your natural range of motion. Being a little bit taller every time you breathe in. A little tiny assist from the exhale as you find your way into that twist. And relax the shoulders away from the ears. Can you unlock your jaw? And you begin to look forward, stretch the arms to the sky. And bring your left hand down to the left side of your mat. And you find that side bend over to your left. Try to really anchor the right thigh and the right hip down to the ground. And again, that left arm might stay straight or you might bend a little or a lot. And you try to think about there being a wall behind that right shoulder as you're trying to really roll the shoulder back. Finding that space, that length through the right side of your waist. And taking one more full breath. And as you breathe in, start to lift the arms up. And then we twist to the right one more time. Bring your left hand to right knee, right fingers behind you. Sit tall. Draw the sides of the waist in. You keep the twist, stretch the right arm up to the sky. And you try to think about keeping the left side of your waist relatively long. So you're trying to reach the left ribs to the left knee. The right arm draws in line with the right ear. Like there's a wall behind you, your right ribs and right shoulder roll back. One more big breath in. And the best part, right hand to left knee. Turn the heart toward the floor. Take a few full deep breaths between the shoulder blades. Holding the knees or holding opposite shoulders. And one more breath. And as you inhale, sweep the arms out and up. You take the hands back behind your seat. You'll start to extend the legs forward. As the legs kick out in front of you, to keep the hands back behind, the fingers point toward the front edge of your space. You start to straighten out the arms, finding the wrists in a different position than they will have been in if you've been on a device for long periods of time today. And you start to lift the back of the heart up like you're coming into upward facing dog, but much more pleasant, much more gentle since we're seated. So you think about the ribs drawing forward slightly and up, finding that space across the chest, the front of the shoulders, a little bit of space through the opposite side of the wrist and forearm from what would have been stretched out with your hands in front of you at your desk. And take a big breath in. And neutralize the spine. You start to lean into one hip, bend your knees, walk your hands to the front of your mat, coming into a table position. The hands are under the shoulders, the knees are under the hips. As you breathe in, tip the tail to the sky, belly to earth, stretch the bottom ribs forward. You tuck your tail under, round your spine, drop the head. And tail up, belly to earth, ribs stretch forward. Round it out. Think about breathing, really moving into the space around the heart. Just moving through a couple more rounds. Playing a little bit with the spinal flexion and extension, the back bend and the arch. Maybe you get comfortable enough with this to close the eyes and imagine the ability to really just articulate the spines, finding more of a wave-like motion with the vertebra. You can move each one individually. Notice where there are maybe little clunky spots along the way that are a little more sticky. Where can you smooth it out? Just riding the waves of your breath. And your next breath in brings you to a flat back, neutral spine. Bring your toes to touch. Step your knees hip distance or wider apart. Anchor your hips back to your heels. You walk the hands forward, bring the forehead down toward the floor. If the floor is far away, stack your hands or fists underneath your forehead. Taking another 3 breaths, just as you are. And with your next breath in, you make your way forward to table pose. You can stay flat on the palms, or you might want to pop up to the fingertips if you know that your hips tend to be a little bit tight. You slowly kick the left leg back, little squeeze of your left bum cheek. And then you tuck your knee in, round your upper back, step the left foot through. You might need to use your left hand to scoop the foot forward. You start to lunge the hips forward a bit. And as you breathe in, push through your feet, stretch your arms up to the sky. So it's not about finding your deepest lunge per se. Trying to find a place where you can visualize the idea of your tailbone pointing to the ground. So you're neutralizing the pelvis so that there's less compression in your lower back, so that your back feels happier about this later. And you take a breath in here. And then you bend your right elbow overhead, fingertips between the shoulder blades, left hand to right elbow. You try to work the tricep, the bicep behind your head, may or may not get there. Get a little bit taller. Feet are as wide as they need to be. So if you're finding balance hard, heel toe your left foot out to the left side. Breathe in here. And you just gently lean to your left. Feel that space through the outer right shoulder. Take 2 more breaths. As you breathe in, stretch the arms up, center the spine. And then you wrap the right arm underneath the left arm. You can grab opposite shoulders or twist tie the arms. You pick the elbows up out of the chest. You feel a little bit of space across the upper back, the outer shoulders. You take a big breath in, lift up. And as you exhale, tuck the elbows in, round the upper back. Do that again, lift the elbows up. Think about lifting the back of your heart up. And exhale, tuck in, round the upper back. We're gonna do that one more time. Breathe in, lift. Squeeze the arms. And then you tuck in, little rounded eagle. You sweep the arms out and up. Bring your hands down inside the left foot. You heel toe the left foot off the mat. Slide around to table, hands and knees. The other side, kick your right leg back, little squeeze of your right butt cheek. Maybe you pop up to the fingertips to create more space. Tuck the knee in and you step the foot forward. Readjust the legs however you need. You push firmly through the feet. Feet are as wide as you need. You reach the arms up to the sky. You pause. Think about trying to level out the pelvis. Instead of letting the belly drop forward, the tail flick back. Can you draw the pelvis up a bit? Breathe in. Bend the left elbow. Take your fingertips between the shoulder blades. You try to gently draw the left arm in closer. Go only as far as comfortable. With your next exhale, you find this gentle side bend. Lean to the right, stretching out the left side. And with your next breath in, you straighten out the spine, reach your arms up. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm. Grab shoulders or twist tie. Lift the elbows up. And then you tuck them in lightly around the spine. Your eagle arms. Stretch up, lift through the elbows, lift through the heart. And then tuck in, round. One more time, breathe in, lift. Round in. Unwrap. Spread your wings, reach up. Hands land inside the right foot. You heel toe the right foot off the mat. Slide around to table. And take your toes to touch, knees wide, hips to heels. Finding your way into your wide knee child's pose. Couple of breaths. One more breath. And walk the hands halfway back toward you. Slide your knees together and bring your bum down. Just coming to seated. And you take a moment to interlace the fingers behind your bum. Take the hands over to the left side of your waist. And gently drop the left ear to the left shoulder, just finding space through the right side of your neck. Try to really be sure that you keep the jaw unclenched as you do this. Let your tongue relax away from the roof of the mouth. Maybe you keep the ear to the shoulder, but you lightly tilt the right side of your chin just a little closer to the sky. Feeling a little bit more of that space through the sternocleidomastoid. this muscle that connects from the jaw through the collarbone down into the sternum, into the center of your chest. Roll chin to chest. You switch the interlace, so the opposite fingers and thumb are on top. Slide over to the other side. Drop right ear, right shoulder. Stretch out left side neck. And again, you can keep just the ear heavy to the shoulder, or you might think about tipping the left side of the chin just a little closer to the sky. Chin to chest. Hands to your knees. And roll out the shoulders. And you have the option, if you wish to conclude practice from seated, more of a contemplative state, you may choose to sit, palms down to ground, palms up to receive. If you are wanting that reclined opportunity, you can lay down on your back, legs straight or knees bent, feet on the earth. And you just give yourself this time, a few moments to sink in, to feel the difference in your body now compared to the beginning. You invite this gentle wave of relaxation to wash across you. Just rinsing away any remaining tension from your day, from your week. You let any noise around you help take you deeper and deeper and deeper into this place of relaxation. If you have a little bit longer that you wish to sit here, to receive whatever it is that you need to rest and restore, you're more than welcome to take your time. And if you're ready to make your way into your night, into your weekend, just bring some gentle movement into your body. Steady your breath. Revisit that nourishment with each inhale. That feeling of connection, of support from Mother Earth as you exhale. If you are making your way into your evening, just gradually coming up to sit. You can meet with hands together in front of the heart or just hands placed on top of your heart. And thank you all so much for meeting me on your mat today. It was truly a pleasure and privilege to share this space with you. Miigwetch. Have a wonderful weekend.